Many business experts agree that before COVID-19 struck, Africa's energy producers were preparing for an economic boom.
You had billions of dollars being pumped into oil and gas in Mozambique. That is something that was
Cameroonian lawyer NJ Ayuk is one of Africa's top energy dealmakers.
You had billions of dollars being pumped into new projects in Senegal. These are two new countries where no one ever thought there's going to be oil and gas, and now they became one of the biggest investment attractors in the continent. You had Nigeria.
Ayuk also chairs the African Energy Chamber and is an advisor to governments and local and international companies on natural resource projects. He says before coronavirus, the continent's leading oil producer, Nigeria, was set to churn out 3 million barrels a day, up from less than 2 million. And the energy optimism didn't end in Lagos. But, says Ayuk, because COVID-19 has basically shut global economies, Africa's potential energy boom is now definite doom.
ExxonMobil has slowed down on its projects in Mozambique. Tullow in Ghana just canceled a contract with Maersk. You have a lot of projects in Nigeria that are being put on hold. And that's a short-term.
He says energy schemes have stopped across the world.
That's one of the toughest things that, for me, leading the African Energy Chamber, I have to deal with. I'm in constant calls with my counterparts in the United States, in Canada. And when we get employees and we get people on these video conferences and having conversations with us, the one question that I get asked is, will I have my job next week? Can you promise me that I have my job?
Ayuk says it's impossible to make such promises because of the coronavirus meltdown.
It's going to cost a lot of jobs. And that's where it really touches everyday people and their lives, because it's unprecedented what we're seeing right now.
He thinks the crisis will end oil exploration across Africa for the rest of the year.
In Africa, a lot of states which expect rent out of oil and gas and crude sales, they wouldn't be getting that. Nobody is a winner here. We are all losers.
Many African countries who rely on oil based their budgets this year on getting $70 a barrel, but the price has plummeted to less than $30. Ayuk says fuel at the pump will be cheaper, but it will also ignite higher costs elsewhere once the pandemic is over, spelling trouble for manufacturing economies like South Africa. Ayuk says African states that depend entirely on oil to run